What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana, back at you with another YouTube video. If you thought the Mewtwo EX Gardevoir deck was bad, wait till you find out about the deck that can easily one-hit KO most Pokemon on the opponent's side of the field. With one of the most powerful cards in TCG Pocket being at the center of this deck, it's easy to see why it's gaining popularity. And that card is none other than Golden Boy Charizard EX. Thanks to its tanky 180 HP stat as well as 2 different attacks, and not to mention its synergy with Moltres EX, the Charizard EX deck has quickly risen to S tier in many people's eyes. Now Charizard does have 2 different attacks to pick from, like I mentioned. Slash, which will cost you 3 energy and deal 60 damage, and its big KO move, Crimson Storm, which does a devastating 200 damage, easily being able to basically one-hit KO most Pokemon on the opponent's side of the field. Now the downside to Crimson Storm is that it of course takes 4 energy, but you also have the added drawback of losing 2 energy every time you use it. But like I mentioned, due to the synergy with Moltres EX, this usually isn't a problem if you're able to pull it off. And this is thanks to Moltres EX's ability, Inferno Dance, which only requires you to attach 1 energy to Moltres while it's in the active spot, and of course get a little lucky with your coin flips. You get 3 chances to flip a coin, and every coin flip that lands on heads allows you to attach an energy to any of your bench Pokemon as you wish, which clearly you're going to use in order to set up your Charizards. Now, much like the Mewtwo EX Gardevoir deck, this deck does fall victim to a lot of these stage 2 Pokemon flaws. That being that 1, it takes a long time to set up, since ideally you do want to get at least 5 energy attached to your Charizard before being able to Crimson Storm without any drawbacks, and of course you do need to stall until you draw all of your cards in order to actually summon your Charizard. Pair that with a little bit of luck involved, considering you do need to get lucky with your coin flips, and you definitely have your work cut out for you, but if you pull it off, it's basically an unbeatable strategy. And much like the Mewtwo deck, this deck does have a lot of cards that help you stall until you're able to set up your big KO move. Now, if you would like to go with the most basic version and most popular version of this deck, you'll need 2 Charmander, 2 Charmeleon, 2 Charizard EX, 2 Moltres EX, 2 Pokeballs, 2 X Speeds, 2 Potions, 2 Giovannis, 2 Sabrina, and 2 Professor's Research. There are other variations, of course, with people adding an extra Moltres that is not an EX to be used as a shield, or even a non-EX Charizard, as well as variations with Arcanine, and of course swapping out support cards for different cards that you would like. And all of these different variations are to help you in the early game, since like I mentioned, this deck does fall victim to a lot of stage 2 drawbacks. The main one being that it takes forever to set up, considering the whole 5 energy thing. And not to mention, if you get hit with a red card or just a bad hand, you are basically playing on the back foot unless you miraculously are able to set up your Charizard before your opponent is able to set up and basically sweep you. Meaning that when it comes to this deck, not only will you be relying a lot on luck, but you will also be relying a lot on your own support cards, like your Sabrinas, as well as your red cards, and of course, if you do supplement any non-EX Pokemon as shields. Now, me personally, I have seen a lot of success with this deck, as oftentimes the support cards are your biggest ally, and allow you to stall just long enough in order for you to be able to set up your Crimson Storm. But I can't deny that I have fallen victim to a lot of bad hands and bad coin flips. But if you're confident in your ability to flip heads, as well as your ability to pull the right cards when you need them, then this is definitely a deck that you would want to give a try. As like I said, once this deck gets going, it's kind of hard to stop it. It's easily able to take out any Pikachus, Mewtwo's, and even Venusaur decks, all thanks to that 200 damage Crimson Storm, as well as having 180 HP for you to take multiple hits from most other EX Pokemon. I can only imagine that this deck will only improve over time, as like I said, people have been making different variations of it just to try to improve its viability so it's not as luck-based, and I imagine that it will only get better as more sets are released in TCG Pocket. But let me know what you guys think of the Charizard deck down below in the comments, and let me know if you've had any luck with it too. But that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys found this video entertaining, and if you did, I kindly suggest that you consider subscribing so that I can continue to make content for you guys. And if you're already subscribed and you would like another way to support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I appreciate you all so much. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!